This movie is based upon a concept which is known as lucid dreaming. A lucid dream is one in which one is aware that he is dreaming. In 99.9% of the cases, as soon as a person realizes that he is dreaming, he is jolted awake by that very thought. But in some rarest of the rare cases, that person is actually able to explore what he is dreaming, and that concept is scientifically or technically known as lucid dream. This movie is sort of a portrayal of this particular concept.
This movie is about consciousness and subconsciousness. The former is rather something which we realize with our day-to-day interactions with people, and the latter is something which emerges partly because of consciousness but partly despite consciousness.
The movie's main character, or the character which I am playing, his name is Yash, and he's an average guy, a little nerdy, and one of his interests is astronomical phenomena. And when he goes to watch a meteor shower on his terrace, what he experiences is the basic storyline of this movie. It's based on his adventure into the realms of the dream world, a world which is created by his brain, but not in the way that he wants it to. Like plainly put, you cannot control what you see in your dream, but it's also a manifestation of your own thoughts.
My character is Tushar, who is a friend of Yash, who unintentionally creates an influence on his subconscious, which he practically experiences during the meteor shower on the terrace, which forms the major part of the storyline of this film.
My favorite scene, to be frank, is the one where he goes over to the ledge, stretches out his hands and shouts, "I'm the king of the world." He looks around to see if there's anyone who has noticed it. It's, I guess, something that all of us do when we are alone, we are at a place, and just the child inside us just comes out and makes us do stupid, mischievous things because we know that nobody's watching. Of course, a lot of other things also come out, but we couldn't show that in the movie. But on a serious note, my favorite scene would be when he is trapped at one particular moment and he is not really aware of what he is going through, and at this point for any normal person would have been the jolt that wakes him up. But fortunately for him, instead of freaking out and waking up, he calms himself down and decides to explore it, which makes him go through something that is much more adventurous than what he could have experienced.
My favorite scene would be the climax, because it is the point where he realizes that the story is still not over.
There is no specific message which you want to convey to the audience, or there is no moral of the story as such. What we have done is just portray the experience which all of us go through at some points in our lives, but due to us being too involved with the real world, we tend to neglect these experiences and not explore them. So this movie is kind of a call to everyone to at least try and explore their subconscious experiences.
What we want to convey to the audience would be, we illustrated the underappreciated gap between our ability to innovate and our ability to foresee the consequences. So it is not important how clever the individuals are, what important is how smart and connected the brain is. So to be precise, we tried to show intimacy between consciousness and subconscious. Human consciousness are the result of the physical processes by the brain, which forms the central part to show us a glimpse into how it creates a sense of ourselves. So people should watch this movie because it is a passionate call for practical wisdom for the society gone mad with the bureaucracy.
What's that you scared about my marriage?
क्या बात कर रहे seriously?